आदमी क्या चाहता है? आदमी चाहता है कि कोई उसे साइकोलॉजी एक सिंपल एंटरटेनिंग लैंग्वेज में पढ़ाए। तो इन दिस वीडियो वी आर गोइंग टू रिव्यू प्रखर गुप्ता, also known as Prakhar के Pravachan, Fundamentals of Psychology course, which promises to give the audience an introduction to psychology. So even before the course started, people were criticizing Prakhar for not being qualified enough to teach psychology. What is the utility of psychology? Is this going to make me rich? Is this going to make me happy? Is this going to make me famous? Is the course price, that is rupees 999, even worth it? All of these questions के जवाब इस वीडियो में आपको दी जाएंगी. And if you are the type of person that is waiting to watch those videos, the recorded live sessions, go and buy them on tagmango, then this review will definitely help you. People were accusing Prakhar of using this sudden rise in fame and stardom in the Indian YouTube arena to sell yet another course and make a quick buck. So in this video, we will see whether he has lived up to the promise that his course has offered. And as always, you can find the timestamps right here. And if you're a Prakhar ke Pravachan critic, you can skip right up to this particular timestamp. Let us start by understanding what was Prakhar's aim of starting this particular course. So Prakhar wanted to teach us academic psychology, psychology as a scientific discipline and not pop psychology, that is taking a few movie clips and explaining the psychological basis of a particular character. Prakhar wanted to give us a live demo in these 3 particular days of how psychology as a discipline is taught in some of the universities of the world, like the United States, like Columbia, like Harvard, like Stanford. He wanted to light this fire in all of us to seek intellectual stimulation and go down the rabbit hole of psychology, so that next time when we hear about Jordan Peterson or Daniel Kahneman, they're referring to some psychological concepts, to some experiments, we are not zoned out completely and we at least have a layman's perspective of the psychology as a discipline. And let us come to what I absolutely loved about this course. First was the structure. He started from the very base, the neurotransmitters that act in your brain, the 6 basic and the main neurotransmitters of dopamine, serotonin, oxytocin, phalana, and how they act to bring about the varied experiences that we experience as a human being. He explained this concept, and I love this analogy, is that the number of chess pieces are there and there are a few rules as to how a knight moves, of how a bishop moves. But out of these limited rules and limited pieces, infinite possibilities can emerge. And this is coded in the varied human experiences. Which particular hormone is coded with what? For example, for some people, dopamine might be coded with refreshing Instagram. The other person, dopamine might be coded with winning in sports, in academic achievements, in certificates, etc., etc. So giving us a base understanding of neurotransmitters and picking up from there, I felt the course was structured very well. And then Prakhar moves on to personality psychology, evolution, cognitive psychology, and Prakhar is very good in relating these complex concepts, this complex phenomenon into our everyday lives by giving us examples of how we have applied these concepts in our life and giving us very fun stories and keeping the audience engaged. So I loved the structure and the way it was presented. I did not want a professor to come and read a PowerPoint presentation, and that is exactly what Prakhar did not do. He spoke to us as if he was speaking to us live on YouTube without much use of PowerPoint presentations to explain his concepts, and I found that very, very engaging, as if he was talking to me and this wasn't just some other lecture that I would attend in an online class. The second thing that I loved about the course was the use of science and the emphasis on scientific method. Prakhar explained to us how psychological studies are carried out, what are the flaws in these studies, what are the inferences, the references, how it can be applied to a practical life, and he explained these complex experiments in a layman's way, in a common language, that I felt that sitting here at home, I was going through those experiments in my mind. What blew my mind was those conformity studies. The way Prakhar explained them to us, that how our mind is so malleable, how we are flawed, how we have so many biases, and how biology doesn't care about being right or wrong, good or bad, equality, etc. It only cares about survival and reproduction, and how we can fall prey to these basic biological instincts. And the act of conformity was proven by so many different experiments, and altogether what I loved was that he took science and he explained the real life scenario, how it applies to us. Army Gang definitely had a whole different level of existential crisis after going through those conformity studies. The third thing that I loved about this course was that Prakhar is simply a person that you can listen to for hours. I did not feel a disconnect from the audience perspective. Typically, an online course is a pre-recorded videos that you listen to and you're just a passive audience. You're just consuming this content passively. But with this Prakhar's course, he had a long question and answer session after each and every single module. So that means that the audience was engaged. They were asking proper sharp questions at Prakhar, and I did not find Prakhar fumbling or giving factually incorrect opinions. That just speaks volumes about the control and the mastery of conversation that Prakhar has. And that makes him a big authority in the field of psychology, at least in the Indian YouTube arena. He was willing to expose himself, his ideas. People could challenge him in front of thousands of people in a course that had been very much hyped, and I think that that deserves a special applause. If I have to criticize this course, I have to really think. Because Prakhar in its entertaining way giving us intellectual orgasms, it is very tough to find a valid criticism of this particular course. But if I were to pick, and I think the Army Gang would agree with me over here, the chat was a little bit too distracting. People are continuously spamming messages, sending their questions, their thoughts about a particular topic, whereas that could have been left for the Q&A session. And Prakhar has promised to come in the future and hold Q&A sessions. So I felt that the moderators could have handled the chat much better or disabled the chat completely and opened it up during the question and answer session. But really there is not much criticism about this course, but now we will talk about the cost and the pricing of this particular course. Now a simple question that may come to your mind is that is this really worth rupees 999? 333 rupees for one particular day. Is it really worth it? Now, I cannot answer that question for you. In fact, I will tell you to find the answer for yourself. What do you want from this course? What were your expectations going in? Do you want to think what is the utility of this course outside of the intellectual stimulation that I get? Will this course make me richer, happy, successful? Will this course solve all of my problems in my life? If you're looking for answers to this particular question, then the answer is no. This course will give you the tools based upon which you can construct your own reality. Those tools that you can introspect upon. Think about those aha moments. For example, you might have gone through a breakup and you don't know why you could not move on so easily after the particular breakup. You were in depression for 3 months, 6 months. And Prakhar really took this example and he hit it on the nail. It was because of an oxytocin void that you felt. A person living your life suddenly creates this huge oxytocin void. And now that you know that you are so susceptible to these neurotransmitters, next time when similar life situations occur in your life, you'll be much more aware of the psychological basis of these life experiences. And therefore, you can use these basic tools, the conformity studies, the personality psychology, the cognitive thinking, all of these small things you can use in the future to better handle real life situations. How to take decisions, how to up certain neurotransmitters by doing simple things like exercising or going for a walk or patting your pet, whatever it is. I hope you get what I'm trying to tell you over here. If you're looking for a ready-made answer to all of your life's problems, then sorry my friend, this course is not for you. But if you want to know the science of psychology, just to appreciate the art and not care about the utility, just to appreciate about how psychologists and scientists go about answering this question, आदमी को क्या चाहिए, and if you want to know how they've studied the mind over the past few years, then this course is definitely worth the price. So that's it guys for this particular review. I absolutely enjoyed those 3 nights with Prakhar and the Army Gang. And if you are an OG Army Gang member, comment करके बताओ यार how you enjoyed this particular course. Tag Prakhar in the social media handles by sharing this video so that it reaches the masses and so that people in India and creators like Prakhar know that there is an intellectual hunger deep within each and every single Indian, and it just takes a person to come out honestly and really put out content to trigger, to kindle a fire of intellectual hunger in the Indian YouTube arena. So that's it guys for this particular video. If you like the video, do share it with your friends, like the video and subscribe to the channel, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.